I worked hard for like a year doing stuff I won't disclose because it's embarrassing.
Was it
And
crypto?
I can't confirm nor deny that. Okay, Rafa, hereby request Josh Ovalle for collaboration with The Internet is Dead podcast. Please, Josh, be a guest on the podcast. We miss you. I do have a question for the podcast
Sure.
Oh,
because the
shit.
last podcast I was on, I didn't watch anything on purpose because I think it's more honest
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
provides a better interview.
yeah.
So what's the question?
I don't know. I mean, I guess what's the whole shtick with the pod?
We just ask you about the
Your
stuff you've
life.
done online, pretty much your life.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I feel like
Basically just like expose yourself, stuff like that. Um,
What's like the
we'll
worst thing you've
probably like
ever
circle
done?
back to the crypto question like
no,
a
no,
few
no,
more
no.
times.
I can't. All right. I feel like
Yeah.
it's needed. I haven't done an interview, and the last interview I did was really cringy because I was on some substances, and
I feel like that is better for being interviewed though, because being interviewed is a
Yeah.
weird thing, and also interviewing is a weird thing. I feel like it like puts you in a place where you're not you, but you are you.
yeah, you have to play a character of sorts to
Yeah.
be. Well, when people are talking to me about online, I naturally get into the persona of who I am online.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, the last interview was bad. I mean, there was too many eras ago, so I don't like that era.
Well, do you want to start off by I feel like I don't even know how to describe your content too well. Like to me, it's a mix of like satirical memes, like verges on political stuff a lot. And I'm curious, like to you, how you would describe what you do online.
I used to post more seriously, like funny stuff,
Mm,
like
Mhm.
8 years ago, 2018, 2019 times when Instagram was really taking off in terms of, I don't know, people were going viral or like my friends were going viral and stuff like that. And I wanted a part of the cake. I wanted to be I had gone through my first breakup and I was like, now it's time to be funny publicly for the first time on
mm,
the internet. Because before that, I did fashion, photography stuff and try to be serious. And when I was super young, I did a soccer YouTube channel and I was
aw.
relatively successful in that. But, and the
Aw.
streets know. But yeah, I just found it boring to be so serious online.
Mm. Do you think
I
your
really
followers from the like YouTube
Yeah, I
The
have
videos
some
soccer
like
days.
followers
transferred?
from, I met one kid I was friends with during the soccer YouTube days, was from New
Mm.
Zealand. In 2019, I flew there, and I met him
Aw.
for, like, an hour, but in a way, I'm just being honest, like, online, like, obviously, it's not super honest because 'cause I'm being ironic all the time. I think now I mean, I just enjoy, create mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are
And, like
loving create mode these days.
yeah, I would say, I've been doing it for a while, but my my old create modes were a little manic. Now it's more refined. It's a years thing. It's an art form, create mode. And the problem of create mode is that people screenshot it and then post it on their meme pages and don't give you credit. That's happened to me many times. I was like, well, I should have just posted that normally then. I just like create mode better because I would tweet it, but I don't like using Twitter anymore.
Mm. No,
Um,
I
Yeah.
feel like Instagram has kind of become what, at least to me, what Twitter was when we were younger. I'm not sure how old you are,
I'm
but
27.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we're around the same age, but we're both 24. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
I'm
feel like
old
that
Twitter.
has like create mode especially and just like story posting, I feel like reminds me very much of just like old Twitter.
Yeah, and I like it more because I can post something fucked up and no one can complain. Like, no, like you can't. It's not gonna be there for the next day, and no one can see the replies to it if
Mm,
people get mad at me. And so it's like they're screaming into a void and no one can hear them. And it's just the post exists there and no one can do anything. But
mm,
I've had a few occasions where I would post something that I think is really funny, and then one person will get mad, and then I would talk about that and create a narrative that a lot of like people think a lot of people got mad, but in reality, it was just one person.
Mhm.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
interesting, like that versus like it staying there on Twitter because I feel like I've never thought about how that creates just a different dynamic, especially in terms of like canceling people or like people jumping on bandwagons. Like that doesn't really exist in the same way on
Oh yeah,
Instagram.
well on Twitter, if I were to post something borderline messed up, someone could say, "This ain't it," and then ratio me, and I'll get fucked.
Yeah.
And then you just have to delete the post, and but then their reply is still there, so everyone can see. So there's no opportunity for that on Instagram. So that
Mm,
it's kind of a dictatorship in that sense. But yeah, I mean, I think now what I post now is like sincere stuff on my main grid, but my stories is where the action is. I didn't post for like 10 months last year, and I don't really enjoy posting on the grid because it takes a lot of effort sometimes to like go and sometimes I'm not doing like I didn't do anything those 10 months except work. So I was like, I don't have anything to post. And I was like kind of enjoying some people being like, "Oh, where are you, bro? Like, are you okay?"
the
I was like,
attention from that.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
I was farming aura for a year or 10.
Wait, I also like what you said about like going through your first breakup and then being like, okay, like now I'm doing this because I feel like that's a very relatable thing and that I feel like I see a lot of people and like myself included with like for me it's like with writing, but I just feel like it's a common thing of that happening and it pushing you into like deeper into like a creative thing or just like where you're supposed to be
Yeah,
like
I mean,
playing around.
I'd say I think I got tired of trying to put on an act of being some fashion guy or whatever. And I've always been naturally like I enjoy entertaining people or like telling stories and stuff like that since I was a child. So it was just more honest path. But I never really had a goal or anything. I've never made
Mm,
money from Instagram. Like if I relied on Instagram for anything, I'd be fucked. Like no one pays me anything. So
mm.
I
Wow.
don't. I hold a little resentment for my followers, but that's fine. They don't owe me anything. But like when I was gone for 10 months, I was like, I was still, people were messaging me like saying, "Where are you, bro?" I'm like, "I'm working. Like you guys don't pay me. Like why should I care about this stuff?" Like the finance stuff was going so well that I completely forgot about Instagram. Um, but yeah, I think after the first breakup, I was like 20, just turned 20 years old.
Mm,
And yeah, I was just bored. Like, I was like, I don't care anymore. Like, I was in community college living with my parents. And so I was pretty lonely. And I think posting online was the way to make friends and stuff like that.
mm,
And then through that, I went to Australia at the time 10 years ago. And then I went to Portland after that. And then I stayed in Portland because I had fans there, but they were just friends from the internet.
mm.
But
Aw.
they were all nice to me, so I stayed. I was like, Portland's kind of sick because everyone's nice to me and they think I'm funny. Um,
You go to
like
Oregon and
OG.
you're God or something.
That's what it felt like because I was bodybuilding at the time, so I was pretty big, but I didn't think I was big. And then when I got there, they're all skinny and they're like, "Oh my God, like you're so
They're like,
strong."
look at
They're
Rafa,
skinny in
he's so
Portland.
Yeah,
big.
that's how I felt. Or I was like, "You guys are just skinny." But then I look back at pictures and I was like, "Jesus Christ, like I was doing too much."
Wait, so I'm
Um,
curious about the fashion stuff you were into or just like any of the creative stuff. Like, what is a timeline of just like all the creative stuff you've been involved in to now just like posting on Instagram and being like fun?
um, I was doing 2016. I was doing fashion photography, like stereotypical like DSLR photos of people, and then I pivoted to film photos of people, and then I thought it was too like manufactured. Like I didn't like shooting in studios.
Mhm.
I did the whole street style thing. But then that was set up too. Like that's manufactured too. It wasn't candid in the moment. But even then, like the only candid way you can do it is just like taking pictures of people without their permission. Otherwise, it's not natural. Um, and so I did that, and then I got bored or disillusioned by it because I realized people only shoot with me. Like it was all I was involved with, like the height, like borderline hype beast circles, like where we just
Mm.
take fit pics and stuff. And so they would only come shoot if we had clothes for them to wear, like, and they would, LARP that it was their clothes. And so I
Were they
realized,
normal, like, in the head? Like
no,
the
they're
people
just
in
like they were really Instagram pilled, like fit pick guys.
Yeah.
I thought they were cool looking to take photos of on like film camera. So then I stopped doing that. And I still like, I don't take pictures anymore, but I still like that type of art form. And then after that, hold on, I go. After that, I went back to school, community college, and I wasn't doing anything creative except shit posting.
Mm. Where'd you go to
Um,
school?
I went to Montgomery College in Maryland, but I started
Okay.
at Penn State. Then I went
Oh,
to
Oh
really?
my
Parsons.
god.
Yeah, I went to Penn State for a year, and that's what really made me realize I really would not rather be myself than to. It was like the worst place on earth. Like I'd
Yeah,
rather
Penn
be
State's,
like
like,
Yeah.
evil.
It's like hell.
I'm Brazilian originally, but like
Mm.
I felt American before I went there. I was like, wow, this is real
Mm.
white people stuff.
Yeah.
More so me than Samira, but I feel like that's kind of the, like, high school, like, like, before college, like, situation I was, like, living in. So that is, like, it's funny hearing people, like, go there and then experience that, and, like, that was just, like, very normal in my town.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. I don't get how they finish. I don't get how they do work because they're always partying. I don't understand how you can study and be an alcoholic and whatever. And there's a lot of messed up stuff going on there. Especially
Yeah.
someone died after I left. So
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
like the
I remember hearing
fraternity?
about that, yeah.
Like,
Because my good friend, who is a normal person, I just don't know how she did it that whole time, but she's normal. She went there, and I visited her, and we went to a Penn State football game. And
she's
they literally
normal.
they lift
did you
girls.
paint your face?
No, they lift
Oh.
girls there. They lift them. They're like, "Ooh, we got a goal. Let's lift the girls now."
Did they lift you?
Now
Yeah,
I bet you loved
that's
that.
it was awesome. Boys love me.
that's disres I find that patronizing
Yeah.
Something about it, yeah.
on behalf of women. That's pretty
You're a
patronizing.
spokesman for women.
I said the other day, I love saying this on my story. This is one of my favorite quotes is what we're not gonna do is tell women what to do with their bodies.
Yeah, that's actually,
Or
you
no.
verbalized that really well.
What we're not gonna do is tell women what to wear in an already heteronormative fashion-centered society.
Dude, just
Or tell
say it louder for the people in the back.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
just
like posting it all the time because I actually made a video there where we were doing street interviews, messing with people. It was like very before TikTok type street interviews where we would just ask them questions like, why do they pay for their friends in terms of like frat people? And then like
Yeah.
people
yeah.
got really mad. Um, but it was just me and my friend that I convinced to go with me because he got deferred from Maryland, so he had a year to do nothing, like to go there.
Mhm.
And then yeah, that helped me learn what I wanted to do or be who I wanted to be. And then I went to after 2018, I started posting more and I got more traction, I would say. Then I went to LA and hung out with people. Then I realized like, man, I don't want to do social media as a career. Like this is pretty I realized like it was pretty too much stress. It stresses you out if it's that's your only thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Since then, that was like the peak of my following, and I was getting followers from different audiences, and then I couldn't post what I wanted. People get mad. So I realized I didn't want to do it anymore. Like, I just want to be myself. So since then, I've never gotten as many followers as I had back then. And that was like 2019. So I just been, yeah, I don't consider a big following at all. I consider a lot of my followers useless. Like, I wake up, a lot of times I wake up and I check my DMs and I get pissed off. Like,
Why?
What did they say to you?
because
Yeah.
people I don't want to talk to is just DMing me. And I'm like, some days it'll be like just 10 guys, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go back to sleep because I don't know. I think Instagram now is just stories to me. It
Mm.
doesn't,
Yeah.
I don't see any posts from people ever. I just see my feed is just monkeys, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because I follow a lot of Japanese monkey accounts. 2020 is when I had the awakening. Like, I don't want to do this seriously. And so I went back to school, but I still post, because it's just fun, like get an idea and I post it. And then I went to New York in 2021, and then I was in the I was in the indie film scene, I guess, or just this whole cringe scene, but nothing came out of that. And then I went 2022. I got into a relationship, so I stopped posting. That's
They do
typically
that to you.
Yeah.
typically that's what happens to me because
Yeah.
if I'm going to be honest, like, I think everyone posts for deeply subconsciously, we all post for sexual partners, or like people to see us, that we're a good reproductive
We
partners.
were actually just having a
Yeah,
conversation about this.
yeah.
Yeah, like it is in our nature to show people like, hey, I'm having a good life. I do a good life. My life is interesting. But the second you get in a relationship, what do you notice? Everyone stops posting as much, and they
Hmm.
just do the vibey, like, few weeks, once in a while, check-in, photo dump.
See, I'm
Like,
so insecure about people noticing me do that because I one time had someone comment to me when I was in a long on and off relationship. Every time we'd break up, like my one friend was like to me, "Weird how you're posting a lot again."
yeah, we notice, and I'm sure people notice,
Everyone
or
notices.
I'm sure people noticed me when I was gone for 10 months. Like, there's literally no reason for someone to be posting so much and then all of a sudden disappear.
Dating someone
It
is
was
like
more
having a
genuine.
constant iPhone.
Yeah, like, I don't need, when I'm in a relationship, I don't need you, like, the followers. I don't need as much validation. When you're
Exactly.
Yeah.
single, it's like you need that attention. You don't get as much as attention.
Wait, can I bring you into a side question about something you said?
Yeah.
It's about people posting mostly like to prove like sexual whatever. We were having a conversation recently with friends because our one guy friend was like,
A lot of
obviously most guys are jerking off to girls' Instagram profiles who they've met. Like just random people they've met.
like not like sexually charged
Like
Instagram
selfies and
profiles, like
like cute
normal
pictures,
pictures.
smiling, sitting on a chair type
Or, like,
pictures.
jacking off?
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently.
But I don't think that's true the
I
more
don't think
that
that's true.
we
I think that
talk about it. And I
he
think
might
the
just be
more
an
we say it out
incel.
loud, it sounds more and more
I don't
crazy.
know. Maybe
Yeah.
that friend of yours is doing that, but me personally, we used to do that in high school or like middle
Mhm.
school to Facebook,
Yeah.
and
Well,
those
that's what
were
my thought
like,
was
I don't know, that it would take me a long. It would be a struggle. It would take me a while to finish that.
yeah, I get
I think
Yeah.
that.
that's pretty sad. Like, I think I would feel more ashamed than I do when I watch naughty videos. I don't know that I don't do that. I mean, I don't know anyone that does that because
He's gonna feel really embarrassed
I
listening to
know.
this. Well, we were just exploring the idea of like for girls especially because I think it's more like you're thinking about if you're being perceived in a sexual way with everything you post. And to me, I feel like a main motivator of not posting sexually is because I'm like I feel like a guy is going to look at this in a weird way, in like a like jack off to me type of way. And I feel like my like
In like a jack off to me type of way.
and I feel
Well,
like what our friends were saying was like affirming that to me. And I was like, see, this is why I like am scared to post anything, even if I wanted to, just like for my own well being.
yeah, it's dangerous as a woman.
Yeah.
You could post a picture of a plant, and a guy will like that story
Yeah.
because he
True.
wants to
It's true.
like. I posted something recently, like Instagram story like etiquette, where it's like one like on a story is okay, two is pushing it, and then three is rape. Like three is like
Yeah, I
uh,
feel like that's a
Yeah.
good rule of thumb.
I have blocked people because they like my stories too much, and it's not
That's
like,
awesome.
and I don't, and it's like someone I don't want to like
Liking
my
your
story.
story.
You know, like it's
Yeah.
just I just find it annoying. I just don't get it. Like, and they would be DMing me all the time, and I don't respond, and they just don't get the message. And yeah,
Your
one of them.
reply guy.
Yeah,
No, I was
I have a lot of those, and I can't imagine what women go through in terms of those. Because if
Yeah.
I have them, and I'm a guy, and they're not gay,
just think of that times 5 or
yeah,
100 or a million.
sad, sad world. I mean, that's
But I was
why.
joking,
Yeah.
after that conversation and I like pulled up my Instagram, was looking at it and like trying to figure out, I was like, okay, so like what could people be Sorry, I have it ready because I was ready to like talk about this. I was like, what could people be jacking off to on my Instagram? And then I like clicked on like this like thing of just like text and I was like, you know what I mean? Like that's what I was thinking it would look like. For my Instagram personally, I don't post shit on there. What do you want to jack off to on my Instagram? I'm just smiling and
Well, so
happy.
the guy say he was jacking off to yours?
That's what
No,
we
but
thought.
it's like, okay, sorry. He's definitely gonna listen to this because he's
I
our friend
know.
and we love him. But okay, this is what it makes you think about. It makes you think, okay, if you're jacking off to girls you know, at one point we didn't know each other well enough for me to be past the threshold of someone you wouldn't jack off to. So then, are you jacking off to me at
I
some
think
point?
It like gives me
Me in
like
the
the shivers,
past?
like this like
after
idea.
some time, after some sitting with it for a little bit, I think that he might be getting off to the fact that it is not allowed. Like
Mm.
it's
Mm.
bad to be doing that. It's weird, and he might think that's like, oh, I'm being naughty. Like that's so odd. Like I
But
don't
I
Well,
know.
think he was saying that it's common.
well,
No,
in the
I
defense of
I
what
can assure you, if if someone is jacking off to just pictures on Instagram, either they don't have access to the internet, like videos.
Well, they said they'd rather do that than videos. Well, my friend also was saying this was the same friend. Okay, my one friend who also described you as post neoliberalism humor, and I was gonna actually bring this up later, but we'll get to that
Mhm.
later. But she was saying how that it's better because it's like at least they're looking at real things.
Then
But
like
I'm like,
porn.
no, they're looking at real things. It's like
I don't think I don't know. I don't think that's any better.
yeah, I
I
don't
think
really think so.
you should just. I think people that do that should just chill. The only
Cool.
reason, the only reason to masturbate is to like, and this is like sometimes if you don't jack off for a long time, you get manic and you start posting and posting and posting. Yeah, you do things you regret,
Yeah.
and this applies to finance as well. I used to take bets, or I would invest in something and then I would jack off. I'd be like, "What the hell am I doing?" Like, and I would sell it because I'm like, I don't want to risk this much money on this bullshit. Um, so it's good for that. I mean, the clarity afterwards is really good, but like, obviously, if you do it too much, it's not good.
Yeah.
Um, when I was a child, when I was 14, those were the days. Like, you could finish in 30 seconds, but the videos I watched back then was like Pamela Anderson naked for 10 seconds, and that was a time. But
So, would you describe yourself as post neoliberalism humor, or do you
I don't
resonate
know.
with
I don't
that?
really have a. I used to be a Trump hater, right? Like
Mm.
on Facebook. If you
Don't
go to
tell
my
me they got you too. No, I'm just
The
no, I mean,
pipeline.
if you go on Facebook and see my posts on there, if you scroll down, it's like 2017. I share articles and being like, "Oh my God, Trump supporters are so stupid,"
Mm.
which of course some of them are, but I don't really care anymore. Like it's very hard to care. Like the country has been so absurd for so many years that it's really hard to genuinely be like go on social media and be like, "Oh my God, guys, we have to do something." Like
Yeah.
it's you're not gonna change anything by posting on your story or
Yeah.
posting about whatever conflict on your story. So it's very hard for me to care. I mean, I care about stuff, obviously, politically, but I'm not losing sleep over anything. I think the moment I realized that it was over, like social media activism, was when the abortion ban happened and people moved on quicker than they did for George Floyd. And George Floyd was like 3 months or 2 months, and the abortion ban was like a few days.
Yeah.
And I thought it was
Mm.
gonna be, I thought it was a big deal. I thought here we go again. No one posts anything
Mm.
because you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in big trouble if you
It'll be like
post.
pink squares instead of black
Like,
Yeah.
ones.
and then yeah, I'd say yeah, I'm post neoliberal. I'm postmodernist humor. Um, I just don't really see the point of losing sleep over politics these days because we can't do anything about it. And I've accepted that. It's better to
Mm.
laugh at what's going on than to cry. Um, and yeah, I'd say Trump affects me a lot because this guy's fucked everything in terms of money. Like like everyone's fucked now. Everything's fucked, and I don't like finance anymore because not because of him, but like he made it so the market was so terrible that it's just like now I can go enjoy life because like I don't feel comfortable being in a market where the next day he can nuke everything to zero,
Mm.
just by I'd rather just enjoy it as entertainment. He is very entertaining guy and he comforts me. His voice comforts me a lot. And everyone can admit that like he has a very comforting like speech pattern. Something messed up, it's like still comforting like for some reason. I just think he's funny, but obviously his whole cabinet, everyone around him is really cringe. Like I think I hate Elon more than Trump
Mm.
because Elon's like has no redeemable thing. At least Trump is funny. And I think it's better than Biden because when Biden was president, it was really boring. Like there's
Well, at
nothing
least
going
Elon
on.
had Grimes. Like that was something
True.
cool.
Well, now Grimes is ruined, so
Yeah.
Grimes is terrible now. Like she
It's
doesn't
like
do make
Grimes and
music
El
anymore.
Salvador, like,
Yeah,
oh my
Grimes doesn't make
god.
music anymore. And she replied to me on Twitter once. She asked me for she asked people for video game recommendations, and I recommended one to her, and I actually didn't like the game. But like I hated that game.
Why'd you give it to her?
But yeah, what
Because I
game was
thought
it
she would like
also?
it. She asked for like a Dark Souls like anime game, and that's literally what I played, and it was really bad. But I was like,
Mm.
oh, Grimes might like this, and I hope she played it and didn't enjoy it. But yeah,
So do you think there is anything productive in terms of posting
political.
politically? Because I know you like tend to like make fun of stuff whether you mean to or not, like
Like,
just like
I don't.
infographics and stuff.
Oh, infographics, of course, but like, there's
Yeah.
people. Depends on the person. Like, for example, some people just don't know any better. Like some people post infographic and they're being genuine, like
Mm.
genuinely trying to raise awareness, and that's fine. That obviously that's fine. But then there's people that will post an infographic and then the next story will be them like shirtless or naked mirror pic, and I'm like, you couldn't like space it out a bit, like three stories, but before you rape me on like visually rape me and impose this on me. And it's those people that I think are you gotta there's an art to raising awareness to issues. And I think I don't know, it's like what are you gonna do? Like what are people gonna reply to the story of the infograph? Like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
is so fucked up. Like
But do you think there's like what in your head is like the most productive way through the online space if you have one?
I don't know, just be honest. Like if you post something political that's important, don't go and post a silly little cute boomerang after that. Because obviously you're not that down bad about the political thing. Like if you're showing off your body or and I'm not telling women what to do with their body, obviously, but you know, that's just how it is. Like if you post like, oh, um billions of people are dying in Ukraine right now, and then the next story is you naked, do you really care about the Ukraine, or because 10 minutes ago, you know, and then you're naked in the next picture. And that's just a hyperbole because
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's no I don't I don't like following girls that are too hot on Instagram. I consider them
You're kind of
psyops.
like the anti to our friend.
True.
Well, I just don't need to see that. Like, if I'm not gonna date the person, I don't need to see that. I don't like. I know people who like follow Instagram models all day, like, and that just will be their whole feed. I'm like, dude, that doesn't seem very productive. Like, how are you gonna make friends if your whole feed is just fake psyops? Instagram girls that are just
Mm.
yeah. I don't think I would be a good political thing. I mean, I could be, but I haven't
You
been
could
asked.
try it.
I haven't been asked. I haven't been called to the I haven't been given funding for that. But that would be a good bit to be pretend to be a pawn for some country. I posted the other day. I was like, Israel's gonna need an Addison Rae type uh, brand because I was watching Addison Rae videos and she is really good. And it's just
She's
astonishing how much she changed. So I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
she fully like had the most goated rebrand team of all time. So then I'm like, man, like Israel needs that. I don't think they. I don't think.
How is
That's
I
like
think.
Israel?
the worst sentence in the world. Israel needs an Addison Ray type rebrand.
Yeah. Well,
Make that
that's
the
true,
pull
isn't
quote
it?
for this one.
Ugh,
Make that the
Is
no,
pull
I'm
quote.
not doing that.
it's true, isn't it?
Make
Though
that the pull quote.
it needs the
It's
re.
true.
Pull quote
Like
that.
Okay.
but it is true. They need the re. They need a rebrand, obviously, to be just be normal. Like let you know, I support Palestine, obviously,
Yeah.
but like
Their rebrand could be
you know, like
supporting
it's the most
Palestine.
Yeah.
boring. Like it's not a. It's just immature what they're doing. Like I'm not gonna go into detail, but like, come on, y'all, what are we doing here? Like, it's
Yeah.
been 100 years. Let's come to a agreement here. Pro
Yeah.
Palestine, but I just think Israel's this whole thing is getting a little much. Like,
Yeah.
come on, y'all, let's wrap it up.
No, I've
Like,
been thinking that.
Yeah.
let's wrap it up. And same with Ukraine and Russia. That's the most boring war I've had to witness. Nothing happens. When I see a war, I want big nukes. Like, go big or go home. Like, stop with this war of attrition. I don't like that.
So what are you doing in crypto? No,
I
sorry. Okay.
can't
Do
go
you think
into
there's
detail.
value
Anyway.
to edgelord posting?
Like Sam Hyde did one of, and it's really funny video where he does an interview with some random lady, and he's like, "Imagine being Hitler's right hand man," and then he like
Yeah.
prefaces it by saying, "Of course, I think it was terrible what happened. Like the Holocaust is terrible. But what if Hitler called you and said, 'You are my right, like you're my guy?'" And I thought that was hilarious, like because it would, I think, the most evil person ever, like that has so much power or whatever, saying you're his right hand man is like funny to me. Like just
Yeah.
imagine that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Hyde getting that call, and he's like, yes, like I'm gonna come, like I'm gonna save everyone from Hitler, but also I'm his right hand man. But that's a good video, and it's
I
kind
like
of like
the phrase right hand man a lot. You could be our right hand man if you want.
oh, join the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want
Yeah,
to?
I was gonna do a podcast with Jake. I don't know if you know Jake, my friend Jake Johnston.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
We were gonna do a pod, or we're planning on. I brought it up to him that we would do a fake one where it's just we're not interviewing anyone. We're just making clip farming, like we're just making clips. But there's no
I like that.
actual,
That's
but there's
good.
no actual podcast. So like
That's
if
kind of
someone
like
wants
this episode.
Yeah, a little bit.
this podcast I was on 4 years ago, I made the edit. I was like, you guys aren't gonna do this well. Let me, because
What
I know
Did
that.
you
podcast
were
was
serious?
this?
Yeah, literally what
Like-
podcast let you edit their podcast?
Well, no, it wasn't for their page. It was for my, or
Oh, okay.
I think it
Oh.
was, yeah, I think I did it for my page. I was like, send me the video so I can make one for my page so I can promote it properly.
Oh.
Uh, like with my what I think is the funnier parts of it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then they can do what they think is the funny part.
On a scale from like 1 to 10, how much do you think we'll be able to pick those out?
Oh, we were talking about Israel, Palestine, Hitler. Like I've
Yeah.
talked about too much stuff that is bad.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
this has to do
jerking
with
off to
us. Like, well,
Instagram.
like, do you think we're
Oh, if
gonna be
you
the
guys can edit one,
good at editing it all?
yeah. I don't know. I like I said, I didn't do any research so I could
We'll just
provide an
try judging
honest.
us by our cover.
I think you could just from this
Okay.
conversation because your reactions to what I was saying
Okay, thanks.
seems like you know is
Cool.
oh yeah, and the jacking off to Instagram thing.
Yeah, I feel
forgot.
like that's kind of
That's
a
a
really
good-
good one.
But good part.
That
I
wasn't
feel-
even me. That was
Yeah, that was all us.
Yeah, we
no
could
one
just
can get
clip
mad.
that.
So what's
I
the
don't
worst thing you've ever done?
the worst thing I've ever done.
Yeah. To a woman.
Specifically.
Well, I've never raped. I've never done stuff like that.
That's good.
Good.
The worst. Oh, okay. I have a good one. My previous two girlfriends, I lied. It was a white lie. I told them that my first girlfriend died from a bookshelf falling on her, and then they both believed it for 6 months, like each, like in a
Each for
row.
6 months.
Each for 6.
And
Did
then
they
they're
get
like,
mad after?
no, they were just like, why'd you lie about that? And I'm like, I just thought it was funny. Like, who dies like that? That's such a
Yeah.
ridiculous way to die that I thought it was hilarious that anyone would believe that. And I used to post that a lot back in the day. Like, and it would be, I would tell my friends, like, oh, I miss my ex. And they're like, oh, like, what happened to her? And like, she died from a bookshelf. And then they'd say how, and I'd be like, a bookshelf fell on her. And people wouldn't know what to say. I just think that's funny that two people I dated believed it for so long. And they're like, yeah, of course I believed it. You said it on the first date. I was like, oh, I guess you have a point. And they're like, who lies about that? And I'm like, really? Like a bookshelf?
I
If
don't know if
someone,
that's like a bad thing though to do.
yes, it is because the person lives for 6 months living that truth, that reality. Like, oh, this
I
guy
Like being
guess.
sensitive about your ex-girlfriend, like
has lost someone, has
Yeah.
experienced a significant
Yeah.
loss. Like where I found the body. Like I said that in the
You
story.
said you
like,
found the body?
yeah.
Okay.
But then it's like obvious
Wait,
that like
okay,
it's
can you like walk through though? Like okay, so you're on the first date, you're telling her, yeah, I found the body, and like can you like play by play the conversation of that? Because what
I
does
don't
that look
remember
like?
exactly how it went, but like I guess would say like, yeah, I had a.
Do you want
Or
us to be
yeah,
one of the girl? Do you want us to be the
sure.
girl?
I would say we would be talking, and I
how
would
like have you ever dated anyone?
like, yeah, I had a girlfriend for 2 years, and then she passed, and then you would say,
Oh
how'd
my
she
god,
die?
that's horrible. How did she are you okay? How'd she die?
Are you okay?
Yeah, well, that I feel like is weird, right? You can't really ask that.
I
It'd be
would ask
weird
that
You
for
can't
personally.
someone.
ask how she died, you don't think?
I'd be like, what happened to
Oh yeah,
her?
I'd just say a bookshelf fell on her, or we were home and I hear a knock or something falling downstairs, and I just found her under a bookshelf. I guess that's how I said it. But if
Okay,
I
see, that's more believable because you're like, I feel like you're adding a lot
I
to
heard
it.
a
no way,
thump
if someone says
I've
downstairs.
that to
heard
me,
a
I would
sound
say
and
you
No,
killed
like
him. I
but
would say
on a
you killed
first
him.
date, like I feel like
well,
I
I
would
feel like I
believe
would give
that.
them the benefit of the doubt if
Yeah.
they sounded serious.
Imagine if
I feel
like
like
that
you are good
probably
at
did
sounding
happen to
serious in the
somebody.
things that you say. Like you're good at sounding serious, for as my first impression of you.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally play that off if I want. I guess I did by accident, but if someone died like that and the boyfriend is still alive and he's the one that found the body, he's the one that killed her. Like she did not die from a bookshelf. He just put her body under a bookshelf. Like I've seen too much true crime to know. And I hate the crimes where it's the boyfriend that kills the girlfriend because those are so boring.
It's a cop
Husband,
out.
wife, it's the most boring thing ever. It's like,
Do you believe in karma?
yeah, in a sense.
Who's your favorite ex-girlfriend?
I'm not gonna say any names.
Why
I
not?
don't,
Do you want to describe her?
Or like first, second,
oh
third. It
no.
sounds like there were three. I've had three too. Looks like we're synced up.
Oh,
You've
Boyfriends
had
though.
there are
Mine
no
were boyfriends.
favorites because all of them were different times of my life. Like the first one, I was in high school, so high school to early college. So you can't really compare your like first
Love.
everything
Yeah.
to the third or the second
So
because
she's
if you
probably your
keep
favorite.
no, I mean I would say I missed those times where I was 18 falling in love for the first time. Like that's a movie type thing that you will never experience again in your life because we're all getting older. Coming of age, like, oh my god, like we just had sex, like for the both of us just had sex for the first time. Like, oh my god, what was that? Uh
What was that?
actually
What was that?
when I had sex for the first time, I was like, that's it. I thought it was gonna come immediately. And that's not the case. And because I was so like looking forward to it, I thought it was gonna be like a life changing thing, like before and after.
Do you feel like there's an equivalent of that at your age now of something that you thought would be really like life changing but wasn't or isn't?
Yeah, I mean, I think buying or when I bought my car, my Toyota Supra, which is a very
Mm.
respectable car, and I put a lot of money into modding it. I think that I knew beforehand because I bought a car in this last summer. I got a Camaro as a cope. I couldn't afford the Supra at the time. And then when I finally could afford the Supra, I got laid off the next day, but I made money and it was fine. I think experiencing that, like a really something you want really bad,
Mm.
like let's say a fast car or like
Mhm.
a really nice laptop or something. Eventually, you'll get used to it,
Yeah.
and then you'll
Yeah.
want something better. So I realized because the last year is the only time I had money. It's the first time I ever got money, and I'm like wanting to buy a bunch of things. And last year in LA, I spent like $30,000, like a dumbass, very irresponsible. But I had a job, so I was like, "Oh, the job is paying for it. It's fine. I'll get my paycheck, and it's fine." And anything I was doing, I would just want more and more. The next best thing, like I was buying shoes, and then I went from those to Rick Owens, and then at that point, I was like, "Okay, this is too much." Because it's like I realized like I was filling a void in my heart. And I think everyone does that to a degree when they do if they're too materialistic pilled.
Do you feel
Uh,
like being like online has made you feel like more like needy in a way in terms of like what you want to either just like attain or like aspire to? Because I'm always curious just like how people have been affected by being very online. as like
well, let me preface this. I don't enjoy being on Instagram. Like, I think Reels is the mind killer.
no,
If you
agreed.
watch Reels for like longer than 10 minutes, you feel like shit. Like, or
Yeah.
you like accept it. Like, you're trapped in that sunken place, and you're like, I've done that. Like, people have done it to me where they send me like 20 Reels. And I'm like, oh, he's in the sunken place right now. I'm just not gonna say I'm just gonna wait till he's done because I
That's
don't
what
want to
our
react.
friend with the jerking off does to us. He
I don't want to
Yeah, he
react.
sends a lot of reels.
he
I don't
sends
want to
us a lot of
like
reels.
anything because I know he's not done, so I'll grade it later. But I think being online, I try not to be on Instagram too much, only when I want to post something and then I fuck off. Like, I post my story, I check what people are up to, and then I try to do something else. Because I don't like going on there. Like, it's just, you feel bad about yourself if you're on there too long. Sometimes I like putting my phone down and being like, wow, no one is here and it's just me and I can do whatever I want. And like, no one's watching and no one care. No one would know if I go do something fun unless I tell people about it. And that is an interesting thought. Like, would people still travel to Japan or places like that if they can't post about it?
Mm.
I don't know. Like, I had that thought. I was like, man, did I? Maybe I came to Japan. I wouldn't have come to Japan if I couldn't show off.
Yeah.
No, it is weird, like with
I would want to at
pictures
least
too.
experience it with someone
Yeah.
else. Then, in that, like, let's just say I was with a girlfriend or something. Then, yeah, because I'm experiencing it with someone else. It's a shared experience. But if I'm alone, and especially there, it gets very lonely there. Posting about it helps it be like a shared I want other people to see. So
Mm.
I think that it creates, yeah, I mean, I'm a typically solitary person, so that's why I post so much. But yeah, I guess to answer your question, it does make you a little needy in the sense that if you're traveling alone, you like to share. And I don't know if that's a needy thing, but like, you want other people to, you want to show, like, I love showing my friends what I'm doing. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like generally just like being young and having grown up with the internet, like I notice myself sometimes like use like my photo album on my phone as like a basis for just like my life and remembering my life. And it's weird
yeah, I
when
do
then
that
that
as well.
translate and you're like something didn't happen if it's not in my photos
Yeah.
app.
Yeah, I mean, I take Valium, so
Yeah.
I'm prescribed Valium. And sometimes when I'm very nervous, I have to take it, or very anxious, I have to take it. And there's months of my life where I don't really remember it clearly, so I have to look at my photos and uh, see what I was doing. I mean, obviously, I have a rough idea, but like, I like sometimes, yeah, going in my camera roll and seeing what I was doing and what memes I saved at the time. Like, it's very hard to catalog all those. And I have folders like best images folder, greatest videos folder, and
Mm.
those I typically repost every like 3 months. And some people have caught on and are like, again, because it'll be something really fucked up. Like, there's this one I always post that's like, most of the time when you're most of the time when a guy's fucking a girl, like, they're ramming the cervix or some shit like that is how it goes, and it's like a long paragraph, and the end
I
is
think
like,
I saw that on your story.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it like ends. I think the ending is so funny. It's like, stop it, you're hurting her. It's like, I'm like, I always find that one really funny because it's like, it's just like, it gives the energy of like, get off of her, like she doesn't like it, but it's like, stop it, you are hurting her, like, it doesn't feel good, but it's good advice.
I did
She's
want to ask a question.
Oh.
actually, about romanticizing stuff and like romanticizing sex. I was curious if you feel like you did that with social media before you like moved to LA
Oh,
to
that
like
is, yeah,
do social
interesting.
media, and then like how
I
you
didn't
kind of
move to LA.
watched,
I'm just here.
Well,
Like,
I think she means
or
when
like
you
just
were
like
like meeting people who were doing social
oh
media as their
yeah,
career.
yeah, I did. I thought it would be awesome, like making videos with your friends. But then it just got really clicky, and
Mm.
people would be like, "Oh, you don't have enough followers." I don't. They wouldn't say this out loud, but like, "You don't have enough followers. You shouldn't be in the video," or like, I don't know. We were all very young, and I saw they're just too clicky. I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like. I didn't like that group, but some of the people in that group I like very much, but like
Mm.
a lot of them don't post anymore, so they got tired of it. But I respect that. Like I can respect someone that hasn't posted since like 2019 because they're just like, oh, I just don't want to do this anymore. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel that sometimes like I'm pretty much on my last rope. Like I don't really have much else to say, and it's important
Mm.
not to force a bit. Like I
Yeah.
hate forcing bits or posting just to post.
Well, it seems more like for fun for you too,
Yeah,
anyways. Like
it
it's
is
not,
fun for me, but sometimes I overthink it.
you never answered this question, but what parts of the internet were you on growing up, and
oh
like
yeah,
what, like, because I'm
Oh,
always curious what formed you into this. Like what made you
I
like this?
used to be on like I remember being in shit posting groups on Facebook where it was just all like deep fried memes and stuff, and I
Mm.
thought it was the funniest thing ever. That was like 2016. Before that, it would just be me and my high school friends on Facebook group chats trolling. I don't really remember what we would be on the internet, honestly, back in like there was no Instagram, or there was, but it was like really bad. So we would
Mm.
just be on Vine, YouTube, Reddit, I guess. There's nothing. I mean, it
Were
used
there
to
like
be fun.
specific communities? Because I know you mentioned the soccer YouTube community.
It's people who did skits on YouTube. Like,
Mm.
man, there's a really old one that I thought vividly remember in sixth grade watching, and I don't even know if they have a.
I like the keyboard sound that your keyboard
yeah,
makes.
that's very ASMR.
It's a MacBook.
I
Oh
don't know why it sounds so good.
yeah,
I thought, okay, I mean, just off the top of my head, I thought Fred. Remember
Oh my
Fred? I
gosh,
thought he was
yeah.
yeah,
funny as a child. I thought he was very funny.
Yeah.
Fred was
Um,
good.
I thought he had a friends like it was his friends that he made videos with before he was Fred that I would watch, and they would do like skits, and I would want to do skits like them. So I would like have my mom's friend's daughter be in my skit.
Aw,
And they
That's
were
sweet.
like, I was like, she was way older than me, and she was doing it because to be nice, and stuff like that. I love the comedy videos back then were good, like Niga Higa. Everyone knows now, but like, but I never got into like community. Like, there's a difference. Like, I think people who watch like PewDiePie like can get really
Hmm.
parasocially invested. Um,
Well, I feel like you can
there's
be
these people.
parasocial with anything though. That like even
Well,
Fred
no,
in
I
a
mean,
way
for
felt that
example,
way as a kid.
I just found out who Slushy Noobs is. I didn't. You know who they are?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know who they were, and I would just see the name like Hamza on the internet and be like, "Who's that?" And then I found their Instagram reel, and I was like, "Oh, it's these guys."
Yeah.
And
I
then
just know
you
about
see
them
the
from
comments.
like during COVID.
Yeah, it's just like people really invested, and I'm like,
Mm.
I've never been like that. Like, it depends. Maybe I was, but I don't remember with who.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. I guess YouTube shaped me. Uh, Watching a lot of stand up like Louis C.K. Aziz, I thought he
I'm
was funny. I
sorry.
used to
Mm.
go to the show. He had a good show on
Mm.
Netflix. Like, say that helped shape me. Louis C.K. helped shape me.
their online people, like, do you think that translated to real life of just like friendships more so?
Yeah, I mean, most of my friends now I met all of them online
Yeah.
because I typically don't live in a place that is conducive to making friends IRL. Like, for example, when I'm in Maryland at my parents' house, how the hell am I going to meet anyone?
Yeah.
Um, and I don't really have an interest when I'm in Maryland to go out and do things there and like meet people there because it's typically I was living in College Park and I'm like 27. I don't want to hang out with drunk college kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm at that point where I'm like, I don't want new friends in that type of area. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm sober. I don't drink, so I'm like, yeah. I'd say in New York was easier to find friends like naturally because you go out with your friends and then you make friends of their friends. Well,
Mm.
everything is so connected now
Yeah.
that if I go to New York or LA and say like who wants to hang out, someone will hang out. I don't have a consistent in-person friend group.
Mm.
Since I'd say since high school, and even then we were the outcasts, or I should say, and but
That'd be
not in like an
honest.
edgy way. We were just like so obsessed with soccer that we didn't really care about anything, and we were funny, like we would troll whatever,
Mm.
and that kind of helped shape me because
Yeah.
I was like I don't really care about this whole high school social cliques. I'd
Yeah.
just rather fuck with everyone.
Mm.
Kind of
Yeah.
that in rebellion that I'm not in that clique, you know.
Mm.
And and then because I did try to be in the cool groups, but then I was in it and I'm like, this is boring. And then I just started making fun or doing bits, and they liked that. I did a social ranking system of my entire high school, and people got very invested. And I was like the guy who decided the rankings.
Oh my God.
And it was crazy. People would ask, the top was like platinum or gold.
Oh my
It
god.
was based on
Every high school
FIFA.
needs that guy who's gonna make
Yeah.
that.
It was based on FIFA, like Ultimate Team. There's cards, player cards, and we would play that game. So that was very funny, like to rank real people as like rare
Yeah.
silver, because there's like niche, like rare silver could be like, oh, that niche up and coming girl, or like she has potential. Um, that was like I would say my first big bit where like a lot of people were aware and like asking me to change their ranking or like
That's really
say
funny.
you give me a better ranking. I don't like being a silver. I'm like, well, join us because I was a nomad was my ranking. I didn't have a I wasn't bronze. I was a nomad.
We
Um,
ask people to rank us all the time and nobody will do it. It's very hard to find people to rank you these days.
Yeah. Especially at bars. Like if you're with like a group of
Yeah.
like 5 girls and you're like, can you just rank us in order?
But we
They
don't even
don't.
mean based on
like
looks.
order of what?
Just
Anything.
whatever they
Just
want to.
whatever you want.
The gold, silver stuff was kind of based on not looks, but like popularity wise.
Mm.
But some of them, like the rare silver, like the quiet girl who's hot or like who's cute for
But
to be more
mysterious.
respectful. Yeah, yeah, I would give her a rare silver. It's like
Yes, right.
in FIFA, if you play with silver players, their rating is low. So you're like intentionally playing with bad players.
Do you
But
want to
it's
give
like
us ratings?
of what? Like it doesn't really work
Silver,
because you have
gold.
to be in a
Well, just in this setting.
Just
pool. I know I don't know
Use your
how I do you
imagination. Just
guys.
like your imagination. Like, what do you think we would be in high
before
school?
the internet, there was
Before the
imagination.
internet.
But there's no one. It has to be relative to something. There
Okay,
needs to be a huge
Ugh.
group.
relative to high school.
I'd say you
Imagine we're
guys
all
would
in
be
high school.
silvers there.
What'd
I'm
you
Sorry.
thinking
say?
about my high school. You guys would be silvers because you guys are like, alternative seeming.
Cool.
That's
Thank you.
cool.
So you'd be silvers. Yeah,
Can
that's
you give
not a
us more
bad.
description words though to like judge us by our cover?
These
By
are
I don't like it.
alternative. You guys listen to alternative music, dabble in cinema.
Dabble.
Like what kind
I
of alternative
appreciate.
music?
I'd say a little bit of everything, right? You said hardcore earlier. Say
Did you say hardcore
No, I don't think
earlier?
so.
said hardcore something. Oh
I don't
no,
think
that was
you did.
someone last night.
It must have been from
That
last
was
night.
Oh.
that was something. That's a whole other thing.
Can you tell us about that?
No, I cannot.
So as
Um,
a final question, what is important to your life now outside of every social
Outside of
media? Outside
anything.
of social
Just what's
media.
important to you.
What's important?
To you.
And also,
um,
which one of us is your favorite one?
I'm not gonna and that's appropriate. That's not appropriate. Anyway, what's important to me is being happy, healthy, wealthy, but not like not I don't stress about how much money I have in terms of like trying to make a million before in my line of work. Like our goal is always to make as much as possible. And when you make 100K, then you want 200K. And that happened to me. Then I got to, however much.
200.
And
You
I
weren't
was like,
happy with 100K?
no, because think
Dude.
about it. If you spend $1,000, you're back at 99. Then you don't have 100K anymore.
So
Yeah.
true.
It's scary. So I would say when I made 100K, I was like, I don't want to. It's not done. I need 110, and then I need 120, and then I got to 250 or something like that, and it's like this is chill, and I'm tired. Like I don't. And then the market went to shit. So I found people that were way too addicted to money, and not even for the money part, but for the dopamine it gives us. Like I haven't made money in 2.5 months just because I haven't been trading at all. And man, like there is the lack of dopamine. You have to go do other activities like a normal person. I know people who made millions of dollars and now they're like, "Do you guys have any recommendations for hobbies?" Like, bro, like they're stressing about hobbies. Like, yeah. So I think being happy and more physically active and mm, I don't know, move somewhere I like because I live in Maryland, so I don't at
Where
my
do you want to
parents
move?
now because my lease just ran out.
I
It's
mean,
because I
congrats.
was gonna finish my bachelor's like a good
That's awesome.
boy.
Oh, like this was, I didn't realize that was recent. Okay.
Yeah, and then I got into finance and
Mm.
was too busy. So I
If we
think
were girls, who do you think we would be?
Oh, yeah.
what?
Like if
What do you
we were
mean?
girls.
If we were girls, who do you think we would be? Or if you were like a boy, who do you think you would be?
Now you guys are just pranking me.
We're not.
This
This
is
is
a
what we. This is our
question.
new question.
Yeah.
The question used to be, "Oh, what's the worst thing you've ever done?" That's fucking overdone. Everyone's fucking saying that now.
Yeah,
So now we have to
word
move
is
on to
getting
something
out
new.
that people are saying that now.
Who is saying that?
Oh, people are fucking
Everyone.
saying it.
People. Yeah.
Other
People.
podcasts?
No,
No.
other people.
Just like at
Apparently,
bars.
people are just saying it willy
You
nilly.
guys go to bars too much.
Probably.
Nothing else to fucking do in Philadelphia.
You guys live in Philly?
Yeah.
I stayed a few nights there.
You like it?
No, I see where you're coming from though.
Yeah, Samira's going to New York, so
I'm moving.
and I
Yeah,
might
I
be going
see
to New
that.
York. So
There's nothing to do there, you think, in Philly?
no,
No,
we
there's
had a
stuff to
good.
do in
Okay, it was
Philly.
really good for college. Great music scene in college. The music scene's on its like the cycle it's on where it's
It's
not good
dying.
anymore. It's dying. So it'll probably be good in
The
like 5 years.
alt DIY scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The DIY scene is in Philly's dying.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
I'm
Tell
gonna
everyone
post.
that. Post
Post
about
it.
it. Put that on create mode.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Wait, so who would we
Kensington's
be if we were girls though?
hey,
What did you
you
say?
guys are girls. I don't get this question.
Well, imagine if we were girls though.
Who would we
You
be? Like
are a girl.
Brittany wants you to tell her that she's Clairo.
Oh, like that, like a different girl.
Yeah.
Well, but okay, if you think about it though, we're not like okay, my roommates are girls. They're like, "Oh my god, RIP, I just did a little bit of coke." Like, but like I know it's a Monday. There are girls.
I hate. Oh, your roommate has an addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
tell
but
her I
also
said
in
it.
other ways, like how she likes getting cucked and also like cheats on her boyfriend. Like she's a girl. I'm not a girl.
Wait, she gets cucked.
I don't think
And
she gets cucked. I think
No,
that
she
that's
likes
the
being
wrong
cucked. She likes being
way.
cucked. She said that.
She likes being cucked?
Yeah, she said that. But no, she's a girl though. And
oh, you mean
Clairo
like
is a
a girly?
girl.
No, Clairo is like bisexual, so she's not really a girl.
She's a girl.
I
Look at
think
her. She's a
you can be bisexual and a girl.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
I don't think you're getting
You
it.
don't get disqualified just because you're
You're
You know what I
bisexual.
bisexual.
mean. You know what I mean. Like
I do know what you mean, but that's not the
If we
that's
were
not how you say
boys,
rare.
it.
fine. I'll dumb it down. If we were boys, who do you think we would be?
I'll dumb it down.
No, I'll do the girl thing, but I don't really get it. Like now that you bring up the Clairo thing, Clairo's like you look like Clairo more so in her early career. Like you remind
Uh,
me of Clairo when she was more honest. Now she's more popular.
Thanks. Thank you.
Um, but you guys don't consider yourselves girls,
I
girl,
consider
girl,
myself
No,
a girl.
I think I'm a girl.
I think
but
I'm
you
very
consider
girl.
Clairo a girl, girl, and she's bi.
Yeah.
Let me go to her Instagram just to see what's going on over there.
It's just more about
Do you follow her on IG?
Oh, she is. I see your point. She's
Yeah.
lost some weight, so not to be insensitive, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
she looks a
Now
lot.
you're getting it.
She probably is not bi anymore. Maybe.
Yeah. True.
Actually, no, I don't know. Everyone in LA on Hinge is bi. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like if you were a boy, you'd
Mm.
I
be
am a
like
boy.
Yeah, but
No.
if you
But
were
if you were a
one,
boy,
you'd
you would
A
probably
be
be
different
like maybe like Louis
Zayn
C.K.
Malik.
you'd be like Mitt Romney.
Well, look, we would have loved Mitt Romney as president now, wouldn't we?
You'd be
We
like
would've.
Barack.
Barack Obama.
Yeah. Your turn. Who are we
One of
if
the
we were
good guys
girls?
here. Well, it seems like we can give silly answers here.
No, ours were
No,
serious.
mine was real.
You gave me Mitt Romney and Barack Obama, the two presidential nominees for
I think that
2012.
you couldn't be. I think you are Mitt Romney. I stand by that.
It's weird that it was they ran against each other.
I first said Louis C.K. I just feel like you didn't hear me.
She did.
I appreciate that, but I would.
Ooh, you're like Pete Davidson.
Oh, you're like Peter
Oh
Vack.
my god, no! Wait, what?
Peter Vack.
Peter who?
Peter
Vack.
Vack?
No, don't say that. That's my
Why
friend.
don't you want to
but
be Pete Davidson?
Those are both terrible answers, but Peter Vack is fine. But I have respect for him, but
We've seen him fucking 5 times in the past like 3 days, okay?
why?
That'll tell you how our
We've
lives
been
are
in New
fucking
York,
going.
and we've just seen him
Yeah.
like every day, twice a day.
He's a
And
good
he's
guy.
coming on here, and then I had to be like, listen,
Oh,
you know,
Master Kung.
yeah, he's coming on here.
We ordered the same pastry at a coffee shop.
Isn't that special?
Isn't that sweet?
I haven't talked to him in like 4 years, but that's an old friend. Old friend of mine. Pete Davidson. That's a fucked up thing. Okay, let me think of some girls.
Yeah, give us some
Yeah,
girls.
thank you.
Um,
Are you Googling girls?
Oh,
Girls.
Are you asking ChatGPT?
GIRL
hold on.
S.
Oh my god, I hope I get a good one.
Zendaya and Greta Thunberg.
Be careful with that whole Greta Thunberg thing, you know?
Yeah.
You
What's
don't know
wrong with that?
You
Some
don't want to
people
say
don't
she
say
fell
it?
off.
You don't want to say that she fell off. You don't want to say that.
Are people saying that now?
Yeah, Drew and Enya said that recently and they got in major trouble.
Is there a video of that?
You don't
Yeah.
know about this?
Check that out.
There was an edit made that was crazy.
Edit made, and
Like,
it was
psychotic.
perfect. It was cinematic and fucking perfect.
It's like them saying that, and then a bunch of clips of Greta Thunberg doing like activist work.
Oh, like it was like a clapback edit?
Yeah, like
Yeah. When
yeah.
people were really mad about it.
Like the whole, like it reached public, like normal people?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
put out a statement on their Instagram.
Oh my god, how did I miss this? On
I don't
the
know.
emergency intercom thing?
Yeah. They also said
They put a
Malala
note
fell off.
saying,
Not
What?
today. This was like a while ago, or a couple weeks ago, maybe.
oh my god.
Like a month ago.
Yeah. But they're never going to
Oh
get canceled.
my
It's fine.
god. See, it's nice being a chill podcast because we can say whatever we want.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Do
crazy.
you want to be our right-hand man from now on?
Sure. I mean, I want to be a part of a pod.
Aw.
Part of our pod.
Why don't you come on with Peter?
But then he's gonna like Mog. He's gonna be just like talking.
Who's who?
Let's make this a race thing.
Yeah. You're darker, so you're Zendaya.
Damn.
Cool.
Look,
Okay.
I'm brown too. People think I'm from Iran and all these. I've been called a terrorist before. I'm like, man, I'm Brazilian. Like,
People think I'm Spanish a lot of the time.
That's
see, so we're basically the
yeah,
same
we're the
race.
same. I'm really hungry. We're gonna get off this call. So we have people
Can
say
you read the
that.
thing in the
Is
chat?
that fine? Can you do that? We have people do that.
Josh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
That's
guys
our
want him on
shtick.
the pod? Has he not
Yeah.
been on the pod yet?
No.
No.
I haven't talked. Was a good friend of mine. I don't know where he is. Okay, I, Rafa, hereby request Josh Ovalle for collaboration with The Internet is Dead podcast. Please, Josh, be a guest on the podcast. We miss you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah, we
Perfect.
have all our guests
He's
do
a
that.
good guy. I haven't seen him in a long time though.
He
But
was
when
the
we
guy
worked
who was
together-
our like 2016 guy who stopped posting, like what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. That's literally who I was
Oh,
talking
seriously?
about.
I was literally in the
Really?
moment gonna be like, our favorite guy
Yeah.
online is one of those guys.
Yeah, I respected that about
Yeah.
him. That
Yeah.
he disappeared and then posted like once or twice and then disappeared again.
And
Yeah.
now
I
he's
was like,
gone.
that's
His
chatted.
content was just great.
Yeah, he's really funny.
Just great.
Miss
He's a
him.
funny guy.
Who else is on here? If you can tell me the rest.
Tell you other guests. Let me think
Current
of who you
choice?
would care about. Oh, we had Kai Newman.
Kai. Yes.
I met him. Me and him had fake beef where I said he was expelled from the KKK or rejected from joining the KKK because he played Mo Bamba at a party in 2020.
I love that.
That's good. That's
good.
But I met him, but then I met him in real life, and he's a chill guy.
Yeah.
So
He's really nice.
I was like
Yeah, he's
genuinely
sweet.
pissed off about the Mo Bamba thing. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, this isn't right. This is racist.
I'm trying to think about who else. We had Betsy Brown on.
Peter's sister.
Yes. And who else
Very
would you like?
talented. You
Yeah,
guys
she's
are weirdly
great.
in the niche.
Thank you.
We had
know
Eugene on.
Yeah, we had Eugene too.
So then you know the Ion Pack because I was on that podcast.
Oh, that's the
That's the reason-
podcast. We haven't had them
I didn't notice
on,
that
but our
one.
friend is friends with them. They're like,
You don't need them on.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Never have or acknowledge another podcast on.
True.
Yeah, that's weird. That's interesting. You guys are in the little indie film thing.
Oh, thanks.
I didn't know
so
you
much.
guys.
Is that a
were-
compliment? Oh, thanks.
Well,
Just
Samira's been
interesting.
really afraid that our podcast is going to turn into like a post-dime
Oh,
square.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
She's like, I just don't want to be identified as post-dime square. And I'm like, I hope that, maybe then we can get Dasha.
I don't know I don't know if that scene is still alive in terms of dimes, whether it was like after COVID, that was when I came there.
Mm.
And then it
Yeah.
just, thankfully, got less cringe. Because
I
I
mean-
could even tell in the moment that this was really too much.
It's in the post right now. I
Yeah,
feel
what you
like.
said, like post.
You can just add post in front of anything and just like
Post. It's in post-internet. We're in post-internet. We're in post
That's
humanism.
interesting.
Post.
I'm gonna throw
You
my
had
book.
Eugene. Oh,
Yeah.
Perfectly Imperfect.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Vivi.
I was on there hella early.
I saw
That
that
is
when I
like
was looking at
that's every
research.
girl's dream these days is to get on Perfectly Imperfect.
You were on there like in
What?
2022 or something, right? Like really early.
2021.
Do you know Tyler?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't talked to these people in a long time. But I think Hitler should go on Perfectly Imperfect.
Yeah.
Or I just think it's
Good
funny
idea.
to put like random evil people, and then because Perfectly Imperfect is such a wholesome thing.
Yeah. Well, we had the idea recently.
Our
We were
idea,
like
yeah.
planning out our we were like, okay, if we ever do get to go on Perfectly Imperfect, then we should like all of our recommendations, every single one is just a different man we've dated.
Or like just like a guy, like these two guys we just know that we think
But
would be
like
funny to
saying they're
have on
kind of
there.
like our
God,
boyfriends. But
they blew up a bit, huh?
yeah, no, they're like I feel like one of the big
They got
things
like
right
Charlie
now.
XCX.
Yeah.
Well, I hope I'm early to this.
Aw,
Aw,
that's
how
nice.
sweet. How freaking kind and sweet.
That was really sweet.
I tend to be early to things, I guess. I'm noticing.
Yeah.
Damn, they have hella fame. Like, what is this? Why are they getting actual famous people? That's kind of fucked up.
I know, because what if we one day get Charlie XCX?
Yeah, then it would just totally invalidate my episode. No one's gonna watch mine. They're just gonna go straight to hers.
Do you want to
Yeah.
come to my going away party?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brittany's invited
In
already.
Feel like
Philly?
we're great friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Philly? Are there gonna be a lot of people there?
Probably
What
just like
what answer do you want?
yeah, what'll make you say
What's gonna make you say yes? I feel like no.
Is
Yeah.
it gonna, like, if I go, will I be treated specially because was a guest on the pod?